Good morning. Just got myself a very fancy coffee from a shop that is called Honeyful. That is a coffee with Manuka honey. Really tasteful. Probably way too expensive, so I pretty much for this tiny cup paid €5. But I'm on vacation. It's my last day, so I thought, okay, let's splurge a little bit, but still try to keep all of my costs in check. So since this is the last day, I thought this would be a great opportunity to give you a rundown of this vacation. So I have been here in Bangkok for 2 weeks now. And my main goal for this trip was to train Muay Thai at the Superbon Muay Thai Academy, relax a little bit, and also game on my Xbox ROG Ally, finished Witcher 3, finished Uncharted 4, finished Uncharted Den of Thieves, or Thieves Den, and now actually restarted in a new game plus in Witcher 3. I'm playing it again because this game is amazing. So you could probably say, hey, you just went on vacation to train Muay Thai and to game at your hotel room. And yeah, you probably could say that. That was my main goal. So in these 2 weeks, I actually have done 2 sessions per day. One at 7 a.m. in the morning and another one at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And training has always been 90 minutes. So with that in mind, 2 hard 90-minute Muay Thai sessions per day, I would argue that many of you will kind of understand that your body might have been quite exhausted, which was the reason why I pretty much didn't do much else besides training and gaming. But I also hung out at the pool. I visited a couple of malls, which, to my surprise, were really fancy, really cool, but extremely expensive. And the third point, or not extremely, there were some of them were really expensive and had pretty much really top-notch prices, to which I will get just in a second. So first and foremost, my Muay Thai focus. Maybe also check out, I've done a small little review about the Superbon camp, but let's do another review again. Love this camp. This camp was amazing. For those of you who don't know, Superbon is a very well-known Muay Thai fighter in the One Championship with a couple of belts, and he has 2 schools, the Superbon Muay Thai Camp and the Superbon Muay Thai Academy. The camp is currently under renovations, which is why only the academy is open, which is also a little bit more expensive than the camp, but I actually wanted to go to the camp and then change to the academy, and I'm really happy that I did, because the academy is very clean and it's very well centered in a way that I was able to find a hotel really close by, walking distance, and I was saving so much money because I didn't have to take like a Grab, which is it's kind of like Uber, but you can also, Uber has also Uber Eats. So yeah, it's pretty much the Asian version of Uber, which is amazing. But I was saving money because I didn't have to take a Grab to the camp. And there's 3 huge malls right next to me. So this area was actually perfect for what I wanted to do. So I always went to the gym, 3 minutes walk, went back to the hotel, got some breakfast, could spend some time either in the hotel, at the pool, or in the mall, and then walk again to the gym. So the gym day, they have 4 sessions. One at 7 p.m., next one at 7 a.m., 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. So 4 group sessions that you can book, but you also can book like private sessions. But although I plan to do private sessions, When you go there, especially now in off season, it is August, which is rain season. It's actually not that full. So I had many days at 7 a.m. where there were only 2 to 4 people. So it basically was a private session. It was a group training, but because there are so few people, it was pretty much private session from my perspective. So I did not book any private sessions. And what you do in those group sessions is you first stretch, then you warm up, then you do shadow boxing, then you do either pad work, or depending how full it is, they split it up into groups where one half is doing pad work, the other half is doing heavy bag, and then they switch around. But as I said, 7 a.m. you basically just do pad work, which is amazing. You learn so much. Then you put on your shin guards before you only have your gloves, and then you do like technical combinations. They show you combinations and you partner up with someone in pretty much the same height. They look at your skill level, they look at the weight, and then you partner up with someone else. They show you the technique, and then you do the technique, and afterwards you do sparring for 4 rounds, and then last 10 minutes you do either stretching, always stretching, but then you sometimes also do sit-ups and push-ups. That's basically the whole session, 90 minutes, which is pretty exhausting. So on average, I have, I measure everything with the Helio strap from Amazfit. I burn around 600 to 900 calories, depending. So right now, I'm actually leveled up my cardio. So at the moment, I average around 690 calories. In the beginning, I always burned like 900. So I can already see huge fitness cardio benefits, but also in sparring today, I was actually really happy with how I sparred. So I have huge gains in terms of fitness, but also in terms of skill level. Let me just drink a little bit of my fancy coffee. So all in all, you pay 700 baht per session. You can buy like a 10+1 ticket, which is 7,000 baht, and you get 11 sessions. So it is comparatively to other Muay Thai gyms, especially if you're not going in Bangkok, but in suburbs or in other smaller cities. Comparatively, this is really expensive. But from my personal perspective and experience, I learned so much, and was really good training. The trainers are really nice. You have some that are more like supportive and yeah, good job, and then you have others who kind of push you to the limit. And if you don't have your guards up, I actually had a blue eye 2 days ago. They punch you. That was an accident. They don't punch you hard, so don't be afraid of that. But that was actually, he basically hit me with the corner of his pads, and therefore it wasn't hard, but it bruised my eye. So you don't need to be afraid of that they will abuse you or anything. But if they can see that you are able to take it, they will push you. And I think that is really, really good to have a good mix of different trainers. And I really enjoyed that, and I learned so much. Now, Bangkok. So the hotel that I'm staying in, the Ariston in Sukhumvit, is good, but it definitely shows its age. I can recommend it if you want to have something really close and that is not too expensive, because right around here we have the Hyatt Hotel, we have Radisson, many fancy hotels that are really expensive. So I was fortunate to find this hotel that is not that expensive. But as I said, this hotel definitely shows its age. So if you want something fancier, maybe this is not for you, but because I'm just training, and I wanted something in walking distance. I felt like it was a good balance of budget, location, and it not being like just a room in a dorm or anything. That was really important to me as well. This is rain season, and I want to really emphasize this. The expectation of going to a Southeast Asian city or country in rain season is you go there and it's raining all of the time. Truth be told, during these 2 weeks, I've only once walked in light drizzling rain. Most of the time it rained at night with thunder and stuff like that. But during the day it was pretty much dry. Or it rained while I was in the gym. So around 5 p.m. it rained for like 10 minutes. And then it does like a heavy pour and then stops. And then maybe at 10 p.m. there is thunder and then it rains for maybe an hour or something. But then it stops. So if you think or believe that if you go to a Southeast Asian country in monsoon season, yes, there are times when it continuously rains, but I would not stop me from booking a comparatively cheaper journey just because I believe it would rain all of the time. Again, I was really lucky. I only had one drizzle where I had to walk from the mall to the hotel. That was it. And all of the other times it was dry during the day, the whole time. And again, if it starts to rain, it's tops half an hour, maybe an hour, but I didn't see that, only at night. So I'm definitely will be traveling again to Thailand in off season because A, the gym isn't that full, B, hotel prices are a little bit cheaper. And yeah, I don't know how it is when you would go to like a beach area like Phuket or something, Koh Samui. I feel like the potential of heavy rains in an ocean area would be much more severe, but here in Bangkok, totally fine. Now, getting to other activities. So in Bangkok, yes, there's obviously lots to do, but most people probably go just to the mall and stuff like that. Some of the temples that I didn't do because I was just too exhausted and I didn't want to take a long ride or a long commute to a temple or anything. So I stuck most of the times to malls, and I have to say I was surprised at the prices. If you go to Bangkok expecting, oh, let's do some cheap shopping, I would say you would be disappointed because most of these shops, as I said, coffee. I know this is a fancy coffee, but I saw some like Starbucks coffee. It wasn't that much cheaper. Most of the Starbucks coffee was around 170 baht, which should be like 3 or 4 euros. Yes, it's a little bit cheaper than in Europe, but still more expensive than what I would have expected somewhere else. So this is a big city. So everything is more expensive here. Again, if you expect to go cheap shopping, there is a mall that's called MBK, which is famously known for the fake market mall, where you can banter. There you potentially are able to get some cheap prices. But in all of these other malls here around, there's the M Gallery, the M Sphere, District 21. I would say pretty much European prices. Yes, you can get a bargain here and there, but predominantly it's fairly expensive. Eating though is fairly cheap. That is definitely something, and you can eat really well. If you go to the food court, I would highly recommend to go to food courts and malls. You get like this card, you charge it up with some money, and then you roam around the food court and then you can buy whatever you like. And I tried only to eat like Thai, or also banh mi is something that I really love, which is like a Vietnamese sandwich. It was really good. And that's, I would say, around like 3 to 4 euros per meal, which, yeah, is very cheap compared to Europe. So eating, that is cheap. If you go to the food courts. If you go to like a restaurant, yes, it can get a little bit more pricier. But I would say on average, with something to drink, I paid around 9 euros or something like that. If I went to a restaurant, which is the reason why I predominantly went to the food courts, where it would be much cheaper. What else? BTS, which is the train. It can be a little bit confusing in the beginning, because you have these cards. You tell this thing where you want to go. If you don't know the system that well, you kind of need to search a lot for your station where you want to go. You click the station and then it will give you a price. You get this plastic card, you go to the counter. I think it's pretty much like a New York system, which I'm not really used to, because in Germany we basically pay for the ticket and then just keep it and then you walk out. You don't have to do these kind of things with checking just to get out. And but it's really cheap, and I would say it's a extremely good way to get around the city. One thing that you really need to know: these trains, these BTS trains, are so cold. They are so cold. So the issue is, I would say if you're dry, I would argue most of you will handle it. But you wait there at the BTS train station, which is outside, and you start sweating because it is rain season, it is hot. We have 36 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. And then you wait there and you start sweating. And I always brought like a little towel from the hotel so I can just dry myself up. Because the issue is, you stand there waiting for the train, you start sweating profusely, and you get wet. And then you get into that train. And inside the train, I would argue, I don't know the exact temperature, but I would argue it's a temperature drop of at least 20 degrees Celsius. And you're sweating, you're wet. You get inside from 36 degrees Celsius to maybe 16. Okay, maybe 16 is, although it feels like it. It feels like 20-degree difference. But let's say it's 20-degree AC blasting at you with your wet t-shirt. You will... If you have only one station, fine. But maybe you need to stay there for half an hour in your wet t-shirt with 20 degrees difference. I would highly recommend. I know that some people will laugh at me, but I will say it's hard, especially if you have a wet t-shirt. I would really recommend to bring like a jacket or something if you will be riding the BTS train. And that is... yeah, just to get inside, put it on, so you won't get sick. It would be a shame if you would be on vacation and then you get a cold just because you're riding a subway train, right? It would be stupid. So that's a recommendation that I would kind of tell everyone. Overall, air conditioning can be quite harsh in some places. So I always brought like a hoodie or like a puffer jacket or something, just to make sure that whenever I arrive in a highly climated AC area, like a mall, BTS train, something like that, I would wear a jacket. I know some people think that's kind of overdoing it, but again, if you have a sweaty t-shirt and you have to ride this really cold train for half an hour, I would say it is very likely that you could get a cold. And I heard a lot of people coughing and sneezing, stuff like that. I believe it's not that uncommon that people get sick in these cold trains. Speaking of cold, one thing that I unfortunately just found out yesterday is the Ice Bath Club. It's on weekends 800 baht and on weekdays 600 baht, which I really would have loved to have done this earlier because my body was really sore from all of the training. And I went there yesterday, and you have a sauna, 2 ice baths, and a magnesium bath. And what you do is, or what the coaches there recommended me, 5 minutes sauna, 2 minutes ice bath, 5 minutes sauna, 2 minutes ice bath, and then going to this warm magnesium bath. And that was amazing. That was such a good recovery for my body from all of the training. If you are training Muay Thai, I can highly recommend to go there. The Ice Bath Club, really good. It's the train station is called Nana, which is 2 train stations away from where I am. So really easy to get there. Yes, 800 baht on a weekend is quite expensive, but it was so good for my body after all of the training. So highly recommend if you go into training. Overall, I'm so stupid. I should have thought of that earlier. Ice bath in general, if you train heavily, that's really good. I will have a second training today, one last training tomorrow morning, and then I will go again to the ice bath before taking a flight back home, because I think that's an amazing way to recover. So yeah, final verdict: Bangkok, training at Superbon Muay Thai Academy here in Sukhumvit. Amazing vacation. I know many people would kind of argue just doing Muay Thai training is not a vacation. For me it was, because I learned so much. I was able to, this is something that I always say, when I'm doing martial arts or combat sports, it's so easy for me to switch off my brain, because you need to be in the moment, because you don't want to hurt anyone else, you don't want to hurt yourself training the wrong way. And yeah, it's so, for me, so relaxing, because I can switch off my brain. So for me, this was the perfect vacation, because my mind has been completely reset now. So yeah, what's your favorite way to do vacation? Let me know in the comment section below. And maybe check out my last video up here. YouTube thinks I like the video down here. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other next video. Thank you very much.